Hello Internet, just a quick video to try and show you the quickest and easiest way to do paperless geocaching on the new Garmin eTrex30 series. I recently purchased it for myself and found that there's no videos on YouTube or no other assistance in almost any way, shape or form as to how to do paperless geocaching. So here's a quick video. First of all, you'll need a premium member account through geocaching.com to create your pocket queries. Now what you can do is you create your pocket queries, download your pocket query, and then when you open your pocket query you'll find that there's two GPX files within the pocket query. Alright, so what we're going to do, the next step is we're simply going to plug the Garmin eTrex30 into the computer. Now it'll only take just a minute for it to boot up and connect and enter mass storage mode. Once it does that, I'll just show you over here. Alright, all of a sudden in the My Computer folder I've got a couple of extra folders. This one's called Garmin eDrive. So if we have a look in the Garmin eDrive, we can see that there's a folder called Garmin, and under that there's a folder called GPX. Now you can see that I've already got a couple of GPX files in there from previous uploads. I'm just going to delete an old version of that pocket query, and then I'll just grab my new pocket query which I just created today, just drag and dump that straight into the GPX folder. Now a lot of people, one of the first problems that people will find is that they'll dump them into the current folder or the nav folder. Do not do that, they will not work. So if you dump them into the Garmin folder, into the GPX folder under Garmin within your Garmin eTrex30, it's as simple as that. So now what we can do is we can close our Garmin eTrex, unplug your eTrex, and you all can see my beautiful wife there for a minute. Now I'll just turn the eTrex on, and as soon as it decides to boot up, so it only takes a couple of seconds, and it's actually updating the waypoints. You can see down the bottom there's a little, well, you can hardly see, but anyway, there's a little status bar there showing you that it's updating the waypoints. And this only takes a minute, so I'm just going to keep this playing. That's almost completed now. Alright, now the Garmin's going to boot itself up. Now you can just go into geocaches when you're within your geocaching profile. Obviously I've moved a couple of these things around to personalize it to my preferences. So once you're in geocaching, you'll be able to see you've got a whole bunch of geocaches available there for your use. List them by whatever's closest to you, or however you've listed it, however you've organized it on your pocket queries. Now this one here is called Gobble Gobble, and that's the closest to my home location. It's a bit out of focus on the camera, but I'll see if I can show you. Okay, so you click on Gobble Gobble and then you click Go. Now if you click the menu button, which is this button here on the side, you can go to View Geocache. You can log your attempt, you can see the description, you can see hint, you can see previous logs from other users. Let's just show you the description. Alright, so it shows you what the difficulty and terrain rating is. It's a bit out of focus, but you get the idea. The size, the cache owner, and also the cache code number and the coordinates, and then it shows you also the description, as if you're reading it on the website. So you can see recent logs from other users. You can see the last person didn't find it, and then another person before them found it. It shows what their log is. So just in case you come across those pesky logs where you're trying to find them and then all of a sudden you realise maybe the person before you left a hint on their log, so you can go back and have a look at their log. Alright. Now when you get to a puzzle cache, you've entered your first stage and you've found the first stage, and you want to find the next step of the cache. So you've got all your clues together and you've got the coordinates for the next step. You just press enter next stage, and that'll take you into a menu like this, where you can just enter the coordinates where you'd like to go next within the same cache. So you can log your attempt. Now that doesn't actually connect it to geocaching.com, but it does tell your eTrex30 that you've now found that cache. Your eTrex30 won't offer that cache to you again unless you search for it specifically, because it knows that you've already found it, obviously. Alright, so that concludes our little brief tutorial. Hopefully that helps some people. I know that it would have helped me if someone had made something like this. Obviously the eTrex30 is a brand new unit, being released only in the third quarter of 2011. It's a fantastic little unit with GLONASS and GPS accessibility, and a couple of other wonderful little features. I hope you enjoy it.